Glazing. What does it mean? Urban Dictionary. Glazing. When you are meat riding someone or sucking up to them. In layman's terms, glazing is when you gas up and excessively compliment someone to the point where it's just cringe and annoying. So as you can probably tell from the definition, it has some pretty inappropriate roots, so I wouldn't recommend using it in your day-to-day conversation. The term glazing is thrown around in the, oh my god, am I 5? The term glazing is used in baseball a lot because there's a lot of young, exciting players that are coming up and doing things we haven't seen before, and a lot of people want to celebrate the young talent and be excited about their future. Nerds. A lot of baseball fans have this weird thing where they just don't want to be excited about players being good. They just want to make fun of people who are excited about those players being good. Can the rational mind understand this? No. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 players that, in my opinion, get the glazing term coined to them the most. And those 3 players are going to be I can't talk, I can't speak, and I can't enunciate words properly. But the 3 players are going to be Paul Skeens, Elly De La Cruz, and Shohei Ohtani, baby. Let's go. So I'm going to start off by talking about the player that kind of incited my recent thoughts on baseball fans and glazing, Paul Skeens. To catch you guys up with the lore of Mr. Paul Skeens, last year in 2023, he was the #1 overall pick out of LSU in the 2023 draft, and then he had probably one of the best minor league pitching careers of all time, even though it was short. My God, was it sweet, kind of like my girlfriend. That one's terrible. Ignore me. Then he gets called up in May of this year, and it continues to be untouchable. In this stint in the majors so far, 1.9 ERA, 2.13 ERA plus, 2.64 FIP, and a 0.905 WHIP, and an 11.5 strikeouts per 9. Oh look, here's an Instagram post celebrating that he is the first ever pitcher to start an All-Star game a year after being drafted. With the stats I just told you guys, surely everyone in the comments will be celebrating this great young pitcher who's having one of the best starts to a career we've ever seen, and God, why? I can't read the comment directly because I'm recording on my phone, so this will be a memory game, but here goes nothing. Wait, is it because he's dating Livy, or is there an actual stat? Or are we just doing this to glaze him? Oh, he said the word! Again, more memorization, but I'm pretty sure it said something along the lines of, gee, I don't know, maybe it's because he's the first player ever to start an All-Star game a year after being drafted #1 overall. Baseball fans, enjoy a young generational talent challenge impossible. And brother was not a fan of that response. He says, I don't get the generational talent label after half a season, LOL. You have a crystal ball I don't know about? So because of that response, I have to briefly invoke first grade teacher time. Hey, how you doing? Good. How was recess? Oh, that's so good to hear. Snack time good? Good. Okay. So happy you're doing well. We're going to do a little one-on-one time because you seem to be struggling with this part of the lesson. So when we say talent, we're not referring to accomplishments this player has done yet. We're saying they have the talent to do these achievements in the future. That's what that means. They're still young. Yeah, they haven't played that much yet, but we're saying they have the talent. We haven't seen a talent like this in a while, so they can do the things we haven't seen before. We're on the right track. We're getting there. So in this context, there's no correlation when we say talent and achievements. They're saying it can happen. There you go. Now you're getting it. Really hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. Education always comes first. Follow your dreams. Me being in my first grade teacher era actually was pretty similar to how I replied. Me being in my first grade teacher era, it was actually pretty similar to how I ended up replying to him with that. Brother, I also have one of the best college pitching careers of all time to go off of, and an insane stint in the minors, and during that half season you mentioned, he was borderline unhittable. Yes, there's always a possibility his career doesn't pan out like we think, but that's a possibility with every player. That's why I said generational talent and not generational player. And from there, yeah, it was silence, ain't no back talk. I got nothing else. The only other thing is I did see him respond to other people saying, I just need one stat, bro. I just need one stat. Well, if you want some stats, I listed like 4, and Google is free. But the point is, people are saying that baseball fans are glazing Paul Skeens, when in reality, he's really good, and we're just giving them the attention that he definitely deserves. His baseline numbers look good. His underlying numbers look good. We're just simply being excited about a great career ahead. I don't know why that is frowned upon by so-called fellow fans of the game. So with Skeens and the other players that we'll go over in this video, stop hating and enjoy the talent. It's time to go on a cruise. An Elly De La cruise, if you will. I'll tell you what, I crack myself up sometimes. Elly De La Cruz is a 6'5", super fast, insane hitter, and he is so fun to watch. The problem is, last year, in his 21-year-old rookie season, he did not fully live up to his top prospect status. 235 average, 300 on base percentage, 88 OPS plus, OPS in the 700s. It's just, he had his flashes, but overall a disappointing rookie season. So the discourse around him is, yeah, right now he needs some polishing, but he's only 21 and he's already doing some things that are fun to watch. What we're saying is, yo, this guy runs faster than most players, this guy throws harder than all players, and this guy hits the ball harder than most players. This guy has some tools that can not only develop, but are even just fun to watch in the present. This guy has a very good chance to be such an electric and very good player. What no one is saying is that he's already better than a lot of MLB shortstops. No one's saying that. But the people that love to use the G word are claiming that people are saying that, and if we were saying that, yes, that'd be not the best take. So again, it's a good thing no one is making that take. But it gives fans an excuse to say that we're glazing Elly De La Cruz, when in reality, we are just excited for his future. We know he has some parts of his game that he needs to fix right now, but he's only 22, they're probably gonna get improved, and we're just simply excited for the future. For any tennis fans, the discourse around Elly is very similar to the discourse around Ben Shelton. Ever since the 2023 US Open, Ben Shelton has had some holes in his games that have been exploited. However, he's only 21, and we know he has potential to fix these holes and be an electric player, but in the present, he has some things that are fun to watch. Like his attitude on court is fun to watch. His 150 serve that he has in his back pocket is fun to watch. The discourse around him is he's already fun to watch now if he can get his footwork under control. If he can get a better backhand return, he will be so much fun to watch. That's the discourse around him. What we are not saying is that he's already better than Alcaraz, Sinner, Tifa. We're not saying that. No one is saying that. But it gives tennis fans an excuse to say that we're glazing Ben Shelton, but in reality, we are just excited about his future. No one is claiming he's one of the best in the world right now. Same with Elly De La Cruz. And even with that, he's actually playing really well this year. Sure, he's a little streaky, but again, that's more parts of his game that will be polished down the line because he is only 22 years old. So I will end the De La Cruz segment the same way I end the Paul Skeens segment. Stop hating, enjoy the talent. He will be one of the best shortstops in baseball in the future, although he is not one right now. Stop saying we're glazing, we are simply pointing out the obvious. All right, time for the big one. The Japanese Babe Ruth, except not really, because Babe Ruth wasn't doing things like this. Shohei Ohtani should be everyone's favorite, but he's just not for whatever reason. So I'll just point out the obvious really quick. Shohei Ohtani, he hits, but then also he pitches. Look at this. What am I? Unicorn? Nope. I'm Shohei. Shohei Ohtani is another example, very similar to Paul Skeens, where people say we're glazing him because we talk about him a lot, failing to realize, oh my God, does he deserve to be talked about as much as he gets talked about? I definitely think part of this is because we've seen him pitch and hit for a couple of years now, so we're a little bit desensitized to it, but we shouldn't be. To be able to pitch and to hit at elite levels in the major leagues, you know what? I'm going first grade teacher again. Hi, oh my God, how are we doing? Good, this is so nice to hear. I'm so happy you're doing well. I more one-on-one time because I seem to be struggling with this part of the lesson also. So when people do things that we haven't seen in over 100 years, so therefore we weren't alive for it either. But even when they're doing it now, the guy 100 years ago wasn't even doing it at this level. People tend to be impressed by that. I know these are big words, I understand. So just keep up with me a little bit. People tend to like that. It tends to be entertaining, and people will talk about it because people haven't seen this ever in their lifetime, and they might not ever see it again. When someone masters both aspects of a sport that only requires you to master one, that will be talked about, okay? Are we catching on? The Ohtani Glazing conversation mainly came up around the 2022 AL MVP race between Judge and Ohtani. People were like, the fact that Ohtani's even in the race when Judge is having this insane offensive season it's glazing. No, it's not. No, it's not. I want to make it clear. I think Judge deserved that MVP, but Ohtani definitely deserved to be in the race because he's pitching and he's hitting, and Judge is only hitting. To be fair, Judge is hitting better than everyone else, and he definitely deserved the MVP that year, 100%. But Ohtani deserved to be in the race because he's doing both. He literally has almost twice the workload, and he's doing it better than almost everyone. But like I said, I think it stems from people kind of being desensitized to it. We've seen it for a few years now, so maybe it's just not as surprising. So when people are constantly talking about a player that deserves to be talked about, but they've seen talked about for a couple of years, and the things they're doing aren't as surprising, it makes sense a little bit, but oh my God, you're still wrong though. You're so wrong. So yeah, hopefully I could shed a little light on why baseball fans are so salty about generational talent, young generational talent, and why they can't just enjoy it and they just have to hate. But hopefully if I can actually get a message out there, stop hating, enjoy these players, because oh my God, are they so good and they're going to be so fun to watch. Enjoy it. It's going to make baseball more popular. Isn't that what we all want? But that's going to be it for me for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you if you would like to like and subscribe, it'd be nice. But also, if you want to follow the Instagram because it was in this video, you can. It's up to you. But that's it for me, guys. Peace out, home slices, and let's go to thumbnail.